to enter myself in the competition, I would like to be considered for Petkovic's top model.
Oh yeah, you would?
I would, yeah. So I'm willing to have you critique me.
Okay, right now?
As I saw in your video, who was that who was going, but I've got the whole package. It's
that
right
was
here.
my coach back then.
That's your coach?
Yeah.
Back then?
Back then, I have a new one now.
And now who was the super hot dude in the thing? With the long dark hair?
That was Feliciano Lopez.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an
ATP player.
He's an ATP player. He's
also,
pretty attractive.
And he... Oh, was it? Yeah, you see? He was a finalist here.
You know,
she has everything in her computer up there.
All right, let me tell you something. So I was lucky enough to get to meet you the other day for the in the Etna Fit Zone for Etna Kids Day. And here was my observation. I don't want to embarrass you, but the 3 words I would use when I told people about you is, well, two collections of 3 words. The real deal and the whole package.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, because you're good at tennis.
Is that good or bad?
No, that's good. That's good. You're good at tennis. You're very personable, and you know you're very attractive. And I would say, I would say, Ann Worcester is in that same club in my book. The real deal, the whole package. So a nice round of applause for both of these women who are the real deal and the whole package. And we just seriously thank you so much for being at this tournament.
Thank you for having me. I really love coming back. I don't like it, I love it. And it's just a city where I feel very comfortable, and I love strolling through the streets, and there are so many nice restaurants, and the people are very nice, and I love Anne, so it's a great pleasure, and I'm very happy that I'm here. And I don't even know why I needed to take the wild card, why I didn't enter. I think it just...
Well, that was an oversight.
I blanked.
Next year you will
Next
not
year,
make it.
yeah,
Exactly.
I will not make the same mistake again.
And so the thing I discovered was, so after I totally messed up saying your name at Etna's Kids Day, I decided to do some homework. And so this morning I woke up really early and I just started Googling you. And I think what always makes stuff better is when you know the real story.
Okay.
And it was such a wonderful story to read about. It wasn't wonderful that you had the injuries, because you really had some tough injuries, but how inspiring the way you worked back. And what was that tournament where you got really emotional after you won? I'm getting emotional just thinking about it, because I sat there, I'm in my house, it's dark, I'm watching this video.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So it's a really great story you have right now. You've really battled.
Yeah. I mean, I had a little bit of bad luck for a year and a half, where I had one injury after the other, and it just wouldn't stop. But then also, it's not just bad luck, it's some kind of biology. Once you get injured, your body just starts off getting out of balance, and when you start too early, and obviously I'm not a very patient person, so I rushed to get back on court, and I made a few mistakes that I wanted to play too early, and so my body kept getting injured, and I didn't know how to get out of this vicious circle. And then finally, when I really reevaluated everything I did, I changed my schedule of training, I changed my nutrition, I took in a whole new team, and now that I'm successful again, it's much nicer, because I can appreciate each moment much more. Before, you just rush through your successes and your losses, and you don't even think about it when you're young. And now that I'm very old,
oh, you haven't even moved into the neighborhood.
Also very wise now.
No, but that is interesting, because I do think in your sport, it's you start very, how young were you? I think we talked about it at Kids Day. Were you 3 when you first started?
No, 6. I was 6 when I started, and when I started playing professional tennis, I was probably 18.
Wow, yeah, so you really, you have an amazing amount put on your shoulders at a very young age. So it's interesting, and so you're learning in life, sometimes adversity opens doors for you, and it just sounds like it's given you a new perspective that's going to really help you going forward.
Well, yeah, I really think when you're that young, it has advantages also, that you just don't think about what is really happening to you, and you don't really, you can't put things into perspective. You just sort of soak up everything, and you just keep playing, and I won a tournament, great, but you don't really know what's happening, and you don't really realize how great your life is. And then after all my injuries, when I was thrown back to the start, I really started appreciating everything much more. And now being here, winning first round, for me everything is a real gift. So I'm just very grateful, and I feel very blessed.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for joining us with Lunch with Bruce.
Lunch with Bruce.
Yes, Petkovic.
But where's the lunch, man?
Right over here. Actually, let me just ask you, was it right? I mean, you said you're working on your nutrition and everything. I would imagine you got to watch everything, like every calorie you take in. But I saw in one of your YouTube videos you're like eating some ice cream.
Yeah, that was before my injuries.
Was it really? Yes.
No ice cream for me anymore.
No, just quickly, what what is your daily nutrition like? So maybe this would be good for some of the younger players or just some of the people maybe trying to live a healthier lifestyle.
Well, what I tried to, I got myself tested for my intolerances and what my body doesn't really tolerate. So I have this wheat and dairy intolerance. So I try to avoid gluten, more or less. I try to avoid any kind of dairy.
And you never knew that before the injury?
No, I never thought about it. You know, when you're young, I mean, nowadays everything is much more professional, but back when I was 18, nobody ever told me that nutrition has something to do with your sports, right? After my match, I would go to the next place, which was mostly McDonald's, or I would have some pizza, or
Unbelievable.
So I just never thought about it. And then when I got older and I talked to people and I started informing myself, I started educating myself, I realized there's much more to tennis than just hitting the ball across the net. There is the athleticism aspect, and there is the nutrition and sleeping well. All of these little details, they form the big whole picture.
Yeah, because the thing as a fan, when I'm out here watching you guys, I cannot believe how the intensity you bring, not to every game, to every point, like every moment, and you're all really so close in skill level that it does have to boil down to, in the end, who's really maybe got that training tweaked a little better, or who's maybe got the nutrition tweaked a little better.
Yeah, and I think the most difficult part about it is that, especially when it comes to your own body, science is nice, but everybody is different, and you have to realize that not everything that is in the book might be the good for you, right? You have to learn to listen to your body, which also, I mean, my injuries were bad and all, but I think in the end it was the best thing that could happen to me, because I really learned to listen to my body and listen to the information that it is giving me, because your body is giving information to you. You just have to learn to read it and understand it. And so, as I said, science books are very nice and very, very good for you, but you have to always adapt it to yourself, and you always have to try to see what's really good for you and how you feel. And that's very difficult nowadays, to learn to learn to interpret how you feel actually and how your body feels.
Wow, that's terrific advice I think for everybody, man. If I listened to my body, it would just be saying, stop eating what you're eating. I just want to say thank you so much again for coming to New Haven. We love this tournament, and we're so appreciative of the players, and I hope the good luck just continues and continues.
Thank you so much.
Andrea Petkovic. Andrea Petkovic.
Very good. Thank you.